Hi there, TJ, deep in the cam center again. Going to talk about flap discs, and we're going to do a two-step process with some 60 grit flap discs and our light grinding and blending heavy duty Scotch-Brite disc. First off, let's talk about the flap discs. We have two different styles here. As you can see, we have a Type 29 and a Type 27. If we kind of lay them down here, the Type 27 is flat on the part, and we got a Type 29 with a tilt. And a lot of people are asking, we get a lot of questions as to why. A couple different reasons. The Type 27 does lay flat, so when you tilt it about 20 degrees, it will grind with a little bit more force, and you're getting only about half of the flaps are actually touching the weld. With the Type 29, you have the full coverage. When it's deep on that weld, it's going to grind on there, and you're going to get full coverage. That whole 1 inch by ½ inch of the flaps are going to touch the surface. It's going to give you a little bit nicer finish, but that's why people liked the flap discs in the first place. They are user friendly. They're not as aggressive as a fiber disc. So if you have new operators out there, maybe sometimes you want to give them a flap disc instead of a fiber disc so it doesn't ruin your parts. What you have here is some thinner gauge steel, carbon steel. So if you had a fiber disc, sometimes if you give them a 36 grit, they'll go through this pretty quickly and could ruin your parts. We're going to take it away with a 60 grit because this weld, it looks beefy, but it's not really that big. So we're going to take it down with a 60 grit, so that scratch pattern on the steel is going to be nice enough that we're going to remove it with the light grinding and blending Scotch-Brite heavy duty disc on the purple, and then you're going to get to about a 2.5 mil paint thickness that you can apply on your parts. So let's give this a try. So as you can see there, it does take a little bit longer to take those welds down, but you're not going to ruin the part. So if you have inexperienced operators that you're not really trusting them with your parts and you get a lot of rejects, the flap disc lays a really nice scratch pattern, and they would have to dwell on that part for a long time to try to ruin it. So the flap disc is pretty user friendly. It does have, again, that has the precision shaped grain, so it does cut quicker than some of the other flap discs. This is the 969F, so it's a Y-weight backing on this flap disc. So let's kind of take this off and let's go to our second step, because you're going to want to get down to paint. So this LGB light grinding and blending heavy duty disc has a TN nut on there. So let's put the faceplate, or you can have any type of backup pad on there. We're just trying to blend the surface, so we don't need any other faceplate that's not going to cut like a fiber disc. So let's kind of go, instead of north and south, we're going to make sure we get rid of some of these lines, so we're going to go east and west on these lines here. So as you can tell, this light grinding and blending disc does take off the scratches pretty well. It will take off the rust and any heat that was discolored on this surface. Now you're ready to paint about 2.5 mils, 2 mils of paint, depending on how deep those past scratches. And let me know how this two-step process works for you. Try this light grinding and blending disc, and again, I'd love to see your comments. Let's see some sparks, and hopefully you can get your parts out quicker. Thanks for coming.